New tonight, KCTV5 is taking an in-depth look at mental health and the struggles families face to get help. Often, families are put on long wait lists to get into treatment facilities because demand is so high. As Joe Chiodo reports, one Olathe family says even in their daughter's darkest time, there simply weren't enough beds.
According to the National Institute of Mental Health, there should be about 40 psychiatric inpatient beds for every 100,000 people. In Kansas, there are just 15 and a half. Missouri's even worse at 14.4. The family you're about to meet says that means you're either denied altogether or put on a sometimes week-long wait list. Once you do get in, they say you're often released early to free up space.
I can dance, I can sing.
Happiness radiates from Emma Langquist in this video.
I can do a lot of things, and the most important thing is I can put a smile on someone's face when they're down.
She was 18 at the time, full of hopes and dreams.
Her dream was to one day marry a man who would have a huge farm where she could have 100 dogs. And I was like, well, who's the man? She goes, it doesn't matter.
But behind that sense of humor and infectious smile, there's another part of Emma.
Behavioral health you really can't see.
Chris Langquist says that's where the problem lies. He and his wife Marie adopted Emma and her brother when they were 4 years old. They knew Emma had cerebral palsy.
Emma made me a better person and a better father.
Here she comes.
They didn't know years down the road, a mental illness would have her fighting to survive. Borderline personality disorder. Despite multiple suicide attempts starting around age 18, her diagnosis coupled with the lack of beds made it hard to get treatment. The Langquists say they were denied left and right.
1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 locally, and we were reaching out all across the nation. Yeah. Or, Miami, Florida, Chicago,
Phoenix,
Tempe, and Phoenix, and there's several places in California.
When Emma did get help at a facility in Topeka, it was hard to keep her there.
The last hospitalization, I got the call that Monday morning saying we're releasing her at noon, and I begged them not to. I said, she can't come home, she's not ready. And they're like, well, she's over 18, she wants to come home, we can't keep her. That was 4 days before.
Just 4 days after being released, Marie stopped by Emma's apartment to give her medication.
Knowing it could happen and seeing it happen are two. It's having the very breath sucked out of you. But I just remember her hands and her lips and grabbing her dog and going out and calling 911. And even then it didn't hit me until the paramedic came out and said, we can't. There's nothing we can do.
They say the lack of funding and space cost Emma her life. While mental illnesses are hidden, the consequences can be seen clear as day.
It was raining a little bit the day we buried her, too.
Once a week, Chris visits Emma's grave.
I just like to come out and fix the dog that we keep perpetually on her grave. We rotate the dogs every once in a while, check on the flowers, and just basically say hi to her and remember the good times, because there sure were a lot of good times.
On her grave, you see the words she lived by, a few glitches and a lot of smiles.
We're actually like normal people, you know? We just have 1 or 2 glitches, but that doesn't mean that we're any different from anyone else.
When you're around this house, I mean, there's pictures, there's little moments and memories, I'm sure, that come to mind that Emma pops up in your mind.
Yes.
Oh yeah, daily. Her smile. She had the most amazing smile.
It's almost like the memories are frozen in time.
They say what can't stay frozen is the current state of help and treatment for mental health. Other families are in desperate need.
They're not alone. I mean, they are not the only ones walking through this hell of mental illness.
They're calling on lawmakers now to make mental health funding and treatment a priority.
You're 3.5 times more likely if you have a severe mental health diagnosis to end up in a Kansas prison than in proper mental health care. 3.5 times more likely. And is it any wonder that most of our prisons are privatized? It is everybody's problem. It's everybody's problem. When you have incidents of shootings and you have incidents of Bad behavior, it's costing society.
They hope their efforts to raise awareness in Emma's name will save a life.
She's going to be a picture on a wall. She's forever 20. And there's going to have to, there's going to be a story behind that. It's just sad.
And help the thousands of others like her treat a disease that can't be seen.
I feel blessed and grateful that for 15 years I got to be her dad.
Reporting in Olathe, Kansas, I'm Joe Chiodo.
She was really a special kid.
KCTV5 News.
Tomorrow, Joe sits down with Governor Laura Kelly for a one-on-one interview asking what she's doing to fix the problem. He also talked with doctors at the facility where Emma received her final treatment to hear if they believe they have enough space and money to meet patients' needs. Join us tomorrow night at 10 for that part of this story.